There's a lot involved with running an HHW, including scheduling, having the facility itself being fully permitted to accept the types of materials that we accept on a daily basis, and lots of sub programs that are involved with the safe and efficient operation of an HHW facility. Hello, I'm Trent Thompson. I am the Environmental Programs Manager for the Department of Health and Environment, Solid Waste, and Household Hazardous Waste Programs. Most hazardous materials that are generated in households should not be thrown into normal trash. A lot of those chemicals have very specific hazards associated with those chemicals that could cause problems at the home, whether it's a health issue or a chemical issue with fires or incompatibilities that are mixed incorrectly. So a lot of those materials do need to come to our household hazardous waste facility where they are safely and compliantly managed. So the HHW facility services about 8,500 to 9,000 households a year. That's on our residential drop-offs. We also have a mobile home pickup for those that cannot make it here. We also have a program which helps with our small quantity generator business programs. We see around 200 of those businesses per year. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of different caveats within the normal residential drop-offs that do amount to over 1 million pounds of material that comes through our facility each year. To be able to allow the number of residents that come through this facility, which is a very high volume, we have to be very prepared. So there's a lot that goes on in the back of our facility, whether it's building containers, labeling containers, prepping containers for shipment. It's also furthering our separation process of the different types of chemicals that have to be stored in a compliant way according to our permit. We do have a lot of different contractors that manage the different types of waste that come in. Some of the main categories are our flammable materials, which include your gasoline or your old oil-based paints. Those are shipped off with a company that actually recycles that material. Some of the material that comes in, like your pesticides and your herbicides, do get incinerated at an EPA facility that does manage those correctly for destruction. A lot of the other materials that come through here are recycled, 100%. Light bulbs, batteries, oil, antifreeze, those are effectively managed as a recycling product. So a lot of times some of the material that comes in is unknown. It could be sitting in a garage for years. It got left outside. The label falls off. The container itself is reused for a different material that the homeowner wanted to use the container for. So we have a specific standard operating procedure when it comes to dealing with unknown chemicals, because those chemicals can cause a lot of safety hazards, whether it's compatibility, spillage, or just general not knowing what the chemical is. And we have to categorize those chemicals to be able to properly be shipped out through the Department of Transportation rules. We have a fume hood here, safety mechanism designed so that our technicians can test those materials. We primarily test for our pH, whether it's an acid or a base. We test for oxidizers, and we have other further analytical methods that we can make sure that we know what those chemicals are so we can effectively manifest those and ship those off in a safe manner. Documentation of all the material that comes in and out of this facility is extremely important. Not only is it a permit requirement, but it's also a checks and balances system for our inventory control here at the facility. It helps us plan and manage the volumes of material coming through to keep our facility safe, to keep our employees safe, and obviously to keep our residents safe. We have here at the HHW facility, which is what we call our free store or our giveaway store. So a lot of the material that comes into our HHW facility is still a viable product. We don't and we can't put anything out in the free store that would harm the general public or that is restricted use items. or that is a higher level of hazard class that we don't feel would be safe for the residents to take. That being said, the free store is a great place. It is circular economy, the definition of circular economy. It's where one person does not have a need for an item, it's already been manufactured, and then we're able to provide that item to someone who may need it. A big part of working in the hazardous waste and solid waste industries is the feel good effect of that you're doing something good for the environment, you're doing something good for environmental health, and at the end of the day, you really feel like you've made a difference, not just with uh, the success we've had here at the household hazardous waste facility, the sheer amount of chemicals that we've kept out of the environment that could potentially harm environmental health or um, stream ecology, or all the things we divert out of the landfill that can either be reused or are disposed of properly in an environmentally compliant manner. It really does make it worth it, and make you feel good about what you do to be in this industry and to really help the environment, to help people. So I feel at the end of the day that I'm doing a good job for Mother Earth.